When I started doing stand-up comedy, I had to figure out a way to get on stage. That's the hustle. Getting on stage. Some people host, some people, they do open mics, some people start their own show. So that was how I got in at the Laugh Factory. I started my own show. It was called Bare Bones. And I was like into doing like a variety show. And I was on 98.7, the radio station, and that's how they brought me into the Laugh Factory. Jamie Masada, amazing. He, buddy, you're not funny, but maybe you go up, you need to shave. Like he was, legend. Jamie Masada. So I start doing a monthly show at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. And what we would do is we would do magic, because I knew all these magicians up at the castle. And then I knew obviously comedians, and I would get comedians, hey, this comedian can be on. Everyone was on our show. We had Bill Burr on there, Eric Griffin, that's how I met him. Finesse Mitchell, Daniel Tosh, Dom Herrera. I mean, everyone, because my show it was a Thursday night once a month. It was always sold out because we had the radio promoting the hell out of it. We gave away tickets. Everyone was there. So right away, but it was funny when I met all the comedians that way. They were, because comics and musicians, like if you're a musician, people are like, what's up? But when you're a comedian, there's immediately like, what's your angle? Who are you? What's the play? And when I met all these comics, I would just be me, and I could tell they were a little bit hesitant to be not friendly with me, but just like, who is this guy? Where is he coming from? And I had to prove myself too, because I was known as a musician and now I was a comedian, and people are like, that ain't gonna work. But I got this show and it did really, really well. And I'd always have musicians on it too. And this one particular night, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to throw him under the bus, but he is a homie and he is a legend, and all you know who he is, especially if you roll in my circle. And I spoke to him about coming out, and I said, yo, I want you to do some music acoustically. He loved comedy. He was fired up. And he goes, yeah, man, what do you want me to do, Joe? And I go, dude, you come down, bring your guitar, you'll play acoustic that night. He's like, okay. And, you'll do like 3 songs. And I said to him, I said, just do me a favor though. You're like in the middle of the show. You're kind of the peak part. Need you to be on your game. And also, man, don't do jokes. Like, just trust me, it won't work. Like, just play your music. So the word gets out that this, musician, this singer of a very popular band is gonna be the musical act. So the show sold out. Everyone's talking about it. His fans are there. It was like, I was like, whoa, this is gonna be great. Well, when I get there, I'm talking to my buddy. I see that he has his guitar, and he's not drinking anything. I'm like, okay, cool, but he's not going on, for like 2 hours. And in that span of the 2 hours, I don't know what happened. I don't know, because the next time I saw him, he had tied one on. I don't know if he had gotten nervous. I don't know, because that night the lineup was Finesse Mitchell, Daniel Tosh, Dom Herrera, Dane Cook. I mean, it was heavy. They're bringing the heat that night, and people are gonna be fired up. So you have just all comics that are bangers getting ready to go up, and my bro playing his acoustic guitar in between. And I'll never forget this. I've never had this happen to me in my entire life. As I brought him up on stage, I knew that he was wobbly. I knew he was pretty blurry. He went into his first song and he could barely get through it. Then he started doing jokes. And as soon as he started doing jokes, it went from bad to worse. The audience wasn't having it. His own fans not having it. He started bagging on like the comics. Like they had gone up and like he said something about their sets, like critiquing them or something. And it was just totally out of character and totally uncalled for, and was not going over well with the audience at all. So now I'll never forget Finesse Mitchell, who was my bro, like one of the first comedians I ever met. He comes up and he goes, you better grab your boy and get him off stage now. And I never heard him talk to me like that. He's like, you better grab your boy now. And I'll never forget this. I walked up on stage. I did something I've never done before. Mid-song, I just went up and I go, all right. And I grabbed the microphone and I put my hand over the neck of his guitar, said, okay, thanks, man. Okay, I think we're done. He walks off. It's totally awkward. I try to reset the room or bring the next comic up. He walks away. By the time I got upstairs at the Laugh Factory, this friend of mine, I was like, oh, it's on. He was surrounded by all the comics. You know, you come in here, we're all cool to you, and then you just bag on all, like, what were you thinking? And my friend, I remember I walk up and now I'm in the circle and he's looking around like, kind of like, when someone's like, I'm like, oh, all that's going through my head is my show at the Laugh Factory is over. Jamie Masada's going to, tell me, dude, we can't have this here anymore. And I'm done. So I've already like in my head surrendered. Like that was my last time working here. And as it's heating up and it's heating up and it's heating up and it's heating up, I remember, I'll never forget this, Dane Cook, he's just saying to this guy, and Dane was actually like trying to be cool. Like, dude, I don't know what you were thinking. Obviously you weren't, but like you just came in to this venue that's, that's important to all of us where we work. All of us were cool to you. All of us were welcoming. And then you just basically shitted on all of us. And I just got to ask you, what were you thinking? And then the guy goes, I don't know. I thought that's like what you guys like. I thought that's what we do. And then he goes, look around the room, man. Look around the room. And he looks at Dom Herrera, comedian, looks at Daniel Tosh, comedian, looks at Finesse Mitchell, comedian. And then I remember Dane looks right at me and he goes, well, you know what I'm talking about. I was so bummed. I'm like, dude. That night though, my bro left. He made it out of there alive. And as much as I thought I was going to get fired, I learned that the show would get canceled. I learned the biggest lesson about stand-up comedy, which made me even love it more, was that night when I was leaving. And in my eyes and in my mind, the show was a train wreck. Jamie Masada said to me as I was going out, I go, man, I'm really sorry about what happened tonight. Jamie, and I get it if I'm done. And he just goes, what are you talking about, buddy? It was great. And I go, it was great. And he goes, yeah, it was great because it was all unscripted. It was all unplanned. It was crazy. It was awkward. And I didn't understand what he meant until years later. That's what makes comedy so special and so cool, is when it does go off the rails like that, when it's just a train wreck and you're sitting in your seat going, oh my God, where is this gonna go? And that's why I think I love stand-up comedy so much, for those moments.